Dear students, in the last video I explained what is Euler's pi function and one important theorem on that. Now using that two theorems, I derived one more important formula. The previous one was this: if m1, m2, mr are positive integers which are co-primes in pairs, that means m1, m2 are relatively prime, m1, m3 are relatively prime, m2, m3s are also relatively prime, and so on. Then pi of m1, m2 into mr is this: pi of m1 into pi of m2 into pi of mr. Now this is important theorem. I take this as theorem using which we can solve problems. Statement is like this: prove that, or if we take this as theorem, statement is like this: if n is greater than 1 and P1, P2, etc. Pr are distinct primes, distinct prime factors of n, then pi of n is n into 1 minus 1 upon P1 into 1 minus 1 upon P2, 1 minus 1 upon P2, etc. into 1 minus 1 upon Pr. This gives a formula to find out Euler's pi function of n. Suppose n is any integer greater than 1. P1, P2, Pr are prime factors of n. In the fundamental theorem of Archimedes, you have studied how to express positive integers in terms of only prime factors. That is called echelon form, or it is unique factorization theorem, not echelon form. It is unique factorization theorem. We can express any positive integer in terms of only prime factors. Suppose P1, P2, Pr are prime factors of n, then pi of n, Euler function of n, is given by this. Proof is based on that result. One result is pi of p raised to k is p raised to k into 1 minus 1 upon p. Pi of mn is pi of m into pi of n, where mn are relatively prime, p is prime. Now using these two results, we can easily derive this. Now how to derive this? If proof of this: P1, P2, etc. Pr are prime factors of n, then by unique factorization theorem, n is P1 raised to k1, k1 into P2 raised to k2, etc. Pr raised to kr, where k1, k2, kr are positive integers. Therefore, pi of n is pi of p1 raised to k1 into p2 raised to k2, etc. Pr raised to kr. But using this, Euler's function is multiplicative. It becomes pi of p1 raised to k1 into pi of p2 raised to k2, etc. into pi of pr raised to kr. But what is pi of p1 raised to k1? Again using this result, pi of p raised to k, it is p1 raised to k1 into 1 minus 1 upon p1, p2 raised to k2 into 1 minus 1 upon p2, etc. Pr raised to kr into 1 minus 1 upon pr. See, the proof is like this. First we have expressed n as in terms of prime factors. N is expressed in terms of prime factors. Then pi of n is given by this. But this pi of mn is pi of m into pi of n, or this. They are P1, P2 all are primes, therefore they are mutually primes in pairs. P1, P2 are primes, P1, PR are relatively primes. So we can apply that result. Now, but what is pi of P1 raised to K1? P1 raised to K1 into 1 minus 1 upon P1, P2 raised to K2 into 1 minus 1 upon P2, and so on. It is P1 raised to K1, P2 raised to K2, etc. PR raised to KR into 1 minus 1 upon P1, 1 minus 1 upon P2, so on, 1 minus 1 upon PR. But what is this P1 raised to K1, P2 raised to K2, PR raised to KR? N it is. This is nothing but N into 1 minus 1 upon P1, 1 minus 1 upon P2, so on, 1 minus 1 upon PR. So this result is important. In problem solving, we use the result. Sometimes proof may be also asked. Prove that pi of n is given by n into this. And I explain by taking example here. Example is, okay, let me consider this example. Find the number of integers less than 768 and co-prime to it. Co-prime to it. Less than 768, co-prime to it. First you have to express 768 in the canonical form. Canonical form it is. Number of integers less than 768 and co-prime to it. First I express in the canonical form 2 into 3, 3, 8, 4. 2 into 192. 2 into 96. Correct? 2 into 48. 2 into 24. 2 into 12. 2 into 6. 2 into 3. 3 into 1. You verify whether it is correct. 38 into 76. 38 into 2 is 76. 19 into 2 is 38. 96, 192. 180, yes. 48, 24, 12, 6, 2, 3, 3, 1. Therefore, 768 is 2 raised to how much? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 raised to 8 into 3 raised to 1. Therefore, n of 768 is, or pi of 768 is, what is this pi? Euler's pi function. Number of integers less than 768 and co-prime to 768 is 768 into 1 minus 1 upon 2, 1 minus 1 upon 3. This is the formula here. N is 768 here. N is 768. 768 into 1 minus 1 upon P1, 1 minus 1 upon P2. 768 into 1 by 2, 2 by 3. 2 cancels. 3 into how much? 3 into 2, 6. 3 5 the 15, 3 6. So, this is number of integers which are less than 768 and co-prime to 768. 256 integers are there which are less than 768, co-prime to 768. See here we have not listed all the positive integers which are co-prime to 768. We have a formula here. That is the beauty of the formula. Without listing integers, we have obtained what is the total number less than 768, co-prime to 768. And one more formula is there, that is sum of this. I give the only formula. formula is the sum of all the integers, less than n and co-prime to n is n including 1 is included here, including 1 is n into pi n upon 2. N into pi n upon 2. Understand? I explain again what does formula states here. Formula is like this: the sum of integers less than n and co-prime to n. Sum here. Total number is given by this formula: n into 1 minus 1 upon p1, 1 minus 1 upon p2, and so on. But what is the total sum here? 256 integers are there, including 1, which are less than 768 and co-prime to 768. Now, how to find out their sum? We have not listed here values. We have not listed what are the integers which are co-prime to 768. We have obtained using formula. How many are there? But using this formula, see the formula, we can find out their sum also without listing that integers which are prime to 768, less than 768. We can find the sum also. That is the beauty of this formula. How do I take one simple example to explain this? Suppose n is 20, and what is pi of n? It is 8. We need not use the formula. Of course, I use the formula here and verify the answer. 2 into 10, 2 into 5, 5 into 1. So, what is the canonical representation of 20? Sorry. 20 is 2 square into 5 raised to 1. Pi of 20 is 20 into 1 minus 1 upon 2, 1 minus 1 upon 5. 20 into 1 by 2 into 4 by 5. 2, 2, 5, 4. 5 to 4 is 8. See, I have verified. I have not listed here. Pi of 20 is 8. What do you mean by pi of 20? Number of integers which are less than 20 and co-prime to 20 is 8. Now I find the sum. Their sum is n into pi n. N is 20 into pi n is 8 upon 2. So it is 80. Their sum is 80. How many are there? 8 integers are there less than 20 which are co-prime to 20. How many are there? 8. What is their sum? Sum is 8. See, we have not listed the values. We are not listed integers which are less than 20 co-prime to 20. But we have obtained how many are there and also what is the total sum of that. I verify by direct verification. What are the integers less than 20 co-prime to 20? 8 are there. 1 including 1. 1, 3, then 6, 7, 9, 10 is not 11, co-prime to 20, 11, 13, 15 is not prime, 16, 17 is relative prime, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now take the sum of this. You should get how much? 80. 1, 19, 20, 17, 3, 20, 13, 7, 20, 11, 9, 20. How many 20s are there? 119. 20 plus 20, 40 plus 20, 60 plus 28. So, their sum is 20. That is the application of the formula. I take one more example. Here you may get some examples for only 2 marks. Find pi of n and their sum. Take this example. Find the number of positive integers less than 1026 and relatively prime to 1026, and also sum of them, and also their sum. Problem is, find the number of integers co-prime to 1026, co-prime or relatively prime to 1026, and also their sum. Number of integers co-prime to 1026 and also their sum. Now it is correct. Problem is like this. Now we have to express in canonical form. 1026 expressed in canonical form. 2 into 5, 10, 1, 3, 530. Next, is it divisible by 3 here? 3 into 17, 1. Yes, 171. Again, is it divisible by 3? 3 into 5. 3 into 5 is 15. And 57. Yes. 3 into 19 and 19 into 1. First you have to express in canonical form. I have used the actual division here. 1026 is 2 raised to 1, 3 raised to 3, 19 raised to 1. Therefore, pi of 1026 is 1026 is the application of formula 1 minus 1 by 2, 1 minus 1 by 3, 1 minus 1 by 19. We refer that formula. Pi of 1026 is given by this. So 1026 into 1 by 2, 2 by 3 into 18 by 19. I think calculator is not required. We can easily calculate this. 2 cancels, 3 6, and 19 into 54. Is it 54? 19 5 the 95. 54. Yes, because here factors are there. So 19, 3 3 the 27 into 2, 54. 19 into 54. And now 54 into 6. 324. 324. So the positive integers less than 1026 and co-prime to 1026 are 324 are there. Relatively prime to 1026, less than 1026, and find their sum. Their sum is, what is the formula? Their sum is n into pi n upon 2. Is it the formula? If I remember correctly, this is the formula. N is 1026, pi n is 324 upon 2. So what do you get? 3 into 162 and 1026 into 162. Calculate and verify, is it 166212? We calculate, it should be 166212. What is that? See, the problem is like this. Positive integer less than 1026 and relatively prime to 1026 are 324. 324 integers are there. And what is the total sum of that? 166,212. You can try this problem. If n is 1001, find pi of n, also their sum. This is for practice. Practice this. Also there some. Next problems. One more. Find the number of positive integers less than or equal to 3600. Find the number of positive integer less than or equal to 3600. Equal to what happens? 3600 is not relatively prime to 3600. Therefore, you have to strictly find out less than 3600 and co-prime to 3600, and also find sum. Find sum. Answer. Their number is pi of 3600 is, it is 960. You calculate, it is 960. Also, see this example. Find pi of 256, pi of 1026. 1026 is already okay. Find pi of 256. And you practice these problems, and I think the topic is clear to you. Important questions from these topics are define Euler's phi function and prove that pi of mn is pi of m into pi of n if m and n are relatively prime, and some problems on this. Find pi of n and their sum. 5 marks usually one theorem is asked every year. Pi of mn is pi of m into pi of n, or pi of n is n into 1 minus 1 upon p1, 1 minus 1 upon p2 and so on, 1 minus 1 upon pr. That theorem is asked. 2 theorems and next problems. I think from this number theory is completed. Next